Flashpanel is a tool specifically designed for Google Apps admins to help manage their entire domain. Flashpanel will help you manage, automate, and simplify tasks and secure your domain. Let's explore Flashpanel. We can see here in the dashboard a number of items. At first, the directory, that's your users, groups, OUs, and shared contacts. That information can be found in this tab. You can see users drive quota usage as well as email quota usage. You can click into a particular user to see the actual information. And of course, accounts and licenses. These are your active accounts, unused, and suspended. We can see a tool spotlight here, letting you know of some new tools that we've added recently. And then we have our tool belt, things you want to do very quickly in the application. You can see that we have this new Assets tab here, and this allows you to get an insight into all of your domain's assets. You can see what percentage are to Google Docs and the type they are, folder, spreadsheet, and you can see uploaded files as well. Here's a link to Google Guru. This is an informational website that we run. This is great for you to educate yourself, or you could send these videos along to your users if you like. So let's talk about the directory. The directory is comprised of your users, groups, OUs, and shared contacts. Here you can see all of your users on your domain and also your subdomains. You can filter by name and also department, organizational unit, and account. You can see a number of items here on the right. This is our status. You can see if someone hasn't logged in more than 14 days. You can see if they have an email signature applied. And of course, you can click directly into a user. So from here, you can see the user, the amount of doc space consumed, this will come across as a percentage, email space consumed, and also the groups that this user is a member of. You can click into a particular group to view it, or do a quick removal from a group. You can also see the status on the right-hand side. These mostly apply to tools, which we'll talk about in the Tools section. From here, you can also edit the contact information, edit nicknames, update the organizational unit, reset password, suspend a user, or remove a user. Let's edit the contact info. So from here, you can edit all of these fields. We have your vitals, contact info, notes, and other info, as well as the ability to change the photo here, or the actual profile, first and last name and email address. So we can use our breadcrumbs to come back to this user, also to go back to the users themselves. The next section is groups, and from groups you can view all of the active and inactive groups on your domain and subdomain. Very easy to click into each group, view all of its members, and it'll let you know who is the owner with this crown symbol. If you like, you can easily add members or remove members. And it's very easy with our bucket tool. Here, from left to right, you can actually add external email addresses. You can add everyone on the domain. Or you can add just a specific user. Apply now, and that user will be added to the group. Flashpanel provides a solution for managing the shared contacts on your Google Apps domain. Here you can see all of the shared contacts that have pulled through after the initial directory sync. You can click on one to view his or her information. You can also edit their contact info here and add tags if you like. Tags are a way for you to manage your shared contacts within Flashpanel, so you can actually filter by a particular tag and view all of the contacts that are associated with that shared contact list. You can also create new shared contacts three ways: manually, from a spreadsheet, and from personal contacts. You can update from a spreadsheet, and it'll look for spreadsheets on your Google Docs or Drive. Hit update, and those will come through. You can also create from personal contacts, and here we've created a shared contact folder. Next, we're going to talk about assets. We've enabled this functionality so that you have the ability to look at all the assets in your domain. As an administrator without Flashpanel, there's no way to know how many docs you have, who's sharing with who, and who's sharing with what domains. But with Flashpanel, you now have the ability to do that. As you can see, our domain has about 4,700 docs on our drive, and we can also see if any are shared publicly with a link and so on. We can also see the same graph as we saw on the home page and see all the Google Docs and uploaded files. So we can click in here or here to view all of the docs on the drive. You can filter by a number of different parameters, maybe owned by a user. So this will pull in all the information and all the docs owned by this user, David, as you can see here. It also lets you know the name of the document, the number of people it's shared with. The asterisk signifies it's a group shared with, the last time it was updated, as well as the status. From here, you can select one or many, or even all, and we can edit the permissions. We can change the owner, add a collaborator, or remove a collaborator. Let's click into a particular document here. Now we can view all of the live sharing settings. Who's the owner, who can edit, and who can view. You can easily change this information right here, and even remove collaborators. As the administrator, you actually have the ability to go into the spreadsheet and edit it. You can make any changes you like, and you'll be added to the list of collaborators. So it's important, if you don't want to be a collaborator, to go in and remove yourself. Next, we're going to talk about tools. With the Google Apps APIs offered by Google, we've been able to go above and beyond and build some really great tools for you. We have email signatures. This gives you the ability to create a signature how you like and set it up for a particular user, group, OU, or your entire domain. You can preview the signature here and go through the steps to finish it off. You can actually save this as a template to use later as well. Deprovision user goes through the best practices of deprovisioning user on your domain. Type in a user that you'd like to deprovision, and you can go through the best practices steps from left to right, everything you need to do to deprovision a user. Most importantly, transferring ownership of assets and groups, and also archiving the user. We also have Apps Butler. This is a way for your users to chat queries and get results on your domain. So you can type in a user, and it'll return with all the results. And even as an administrator, you can send out a broadcast. This will be sent to all the users that are subscribed. You can see here on the right all the things that you can query for, and you can even reset a password directly from here. This part, of course, is just for the administrator. You can do the same right from your chat window right here. You can also set up an email audit monitor. This gives you the ability to be sent information and emails as well as chats on a particular user that you'd like to look at their inbox. So you add the pairing, and then you set all the settings on this second page here. Incoming, outgoing, email drafts, and chats. There'll be no knowledge of the user being audited, and you'll receive them as a BCC, and all the information will be attached as a .txt file. Lastly, you can set up email delegates. Of course, you can do this yourself in Gmail settings, but as the administrator, you can set up these pairings for your users directly from here. We also have a few reports. You can view the inactive users by login and by email. You can even see quota usage by docs, depending on the user. So this person obviously has up to 85%. Maybe it's time to buy some more drive space for him. We also have audit logs. These are independent from the Google Apps control panel, but all this information is here, letting you know what you've done in Flashpanel. Lastly, we have settings. And from settings, there's an important way to control how your end users view Flashpanel. From settings, you can click on access control to give particular users that are not administrators the ability to access Flashpanel as an administrator. So this person, for instance, has the ability to be a shared contacts manager. They can view users, groups, OUs, but they can also view, create, edit, and delete shared contacts. Add the user down here and apply, and you'll be able to click into that view right here. The end user view is controlled here. From the end user view, you can decide if you want your users to be able to self-edit their profile, so you can check that on or off, and you can also select which fields you'd like them to be able to select. Go into end user view, and by default all of your non-admins will see this view here. All the users, if you give them the ability, can self-edit their profile right from here. As you can see, these are grayed out, only these ones can be changed. In addition, users have the ability to view all of the employees in the company, groups, and company contacts. If you would not like your end users to be able to view this, you'll have to go into the control panel, add them to an OU, and turn off Flashpanel as a service, and they will not have access to this end user view. Now we're back in the administrator mode. The asset scan is what actually runs your assets and pulls that information from your Google Drive into Flashpanel. And there's also the directory sync. This is only necessary to run if you make changes in the control panel and would like to see those changes in Flashpanel. If you do make any changes in Flashpanel, there's no need to run your sync, and you can actually set up a schedule as you wish here. If you do need support at all for Flashpanel, you can visit our support site. This is support.bettercloud.com. You can browse our articles, post in our community forums, or even request a feature. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out our other webinars and training videos at flashpanel.com/webinars.